We're champions! Doo-doo-doo-doo. Champions League back, baby.
Back. The best club competition in the world.
I know there's people talking about, has it kind of lost its sparkle? And there probably is like a slight element of that. But I think whenever Champions League come around and you just home midweek fixtures under lights in the evening, just a fat vibe.
Just hits different, doesn't it? The Champions League.
It does.
It's always good. It's always nice to have like something to watch in the midweek as well, even if it is like, I don't know, stinky games.
Yeah.
Just it is nice. I love European competition.
Yeah, it is good.
We're going to just go run you through how we think the groups will finish.
So the draw happened last Thursday, I think it was, or last Wednesday. And so all the groups have been sorted. So we'll run you through who's in what group, what big matches to look out for, any kind of like undercover storylines like Lewandowski returning to Bayern and all that jazz. And then we'll run you through who we think is going to do well in the groups and anyone to keep an eye out on.
Yeah. So we kick it off with Group A.
Group A.
Leading the line is Liverpool.
Liverpool, Ajax, Napoli, and Rangers, who qualified last minute against PSV to get back in the Champions League, back in the big time.
Did it in some style as well. I like the look of this group a lot. I'm really liking the look of Liverpool, Ajax, Liverpool, Rangers. I think Ajax, Rangers would be a great game as well.
Napoli have started the season in Serie A really good as well, Napoli, so they're one to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, I think this is a really stacked group.
Yeah. It'd be hard to predict two people to come out on top because
I
feel like any of those teams could upset. Because there's obviously favourites, and that is like Liverpool and maybe Ajax. But Napoli could easily go to Ajax and Rangers and win both those games, and that's automatic 6 points, and they're in pretty much. So, yeah, it's not easy to predict this group.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll be looking at Liverpool. Liverpool, especially when they have a stinky season in the Premier League, they tend to do quite well in the European competition, and they've always been there and thereabouts. But yeah, I think for me, Liverpool will finish top of this group.
They always seem to do well in Champions League group stages.
Yeah, and for me, I'd like to see Rangers do well, but do they have enough quality to beat Ajax or Napoli?
This is an Ajax who could potentially be Anthony-less, though, this time next week.
Yeah, no Ten Hag either.
So for maybe Ajax might not be the same dominant force that they've been in and around Champions League the last couple of years.
I'm going to go for a Napoli second place finish.
That's what I was going to do. I think it's going to be Liverpool and Napoli.
So Liverpool, Napoli.
Yeah.
And then who have you got finishing bottom out of Ajax and Rangers?
I think Ajax.
You think so?
I think Rangers might be keen for an upset, you know?
Yeah, Ibrox is going to be absolutely rocking for a Champions League
Maybe
night.
we try and get a cheeky little ticket.
That would be a vibe, yeah. I think that would be hard to come by, though. Can you imagine? But yeah, I think for me, I'm going to join you with that. Ajax, bottom of the group. So Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers, and Ajax.
Big group.
BoreDraw. Agreeing on something for once. Who would have thought?
Right. Harmony in the studio today.
That's it.
Moving on to a not so stacked group. Atletico Madrid, Porto, Bayer Leverkusen, and Club Brugge.
Yeah, because Atletico don't look the team that they have been in recent years. Porto is sort of always an unknown quantity.
Seem to always do quite well, but they've lost quite a few players in the summer window that arguably were their star men. So I don't know if they've got the same oomph that they had last couple of seasons. But then that's the same case as like other teams, and Porto, like other teams, a stacked academy, so they've got players coming in.
Always coming through, yeah. Bayern Leverkusen as well. Can't say I've been following them too much, but the German teams always tend to do fairly well. They never really have a stinker. For me, I think you'd be looking at Atletico probably to be top of this group.
I think they clean this group up.
Yeah, and then for me, it's out of Porto and Leverkusen who's getting that second place.
I'm going to go Porto.
I think I'm going to go Leverkusen.
Very nice.
I'm going to go Leverkusen.
And now I think we both agree Club Brugge probably a little bit out of their depth here in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But
you never know that.
Like last year, what was it, Sheriff Tissapol when they went to Real Madrid and got the dub?
That's it.
No one thought Sheriff would do anything in Champions League.
You can never predict the Champions League.
Moving on to arguably the most hecky group in Champions League history, maybe. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and then poor little Victoria Pleasant. Hope they do a little upset in one of the games, because...
Can you imagine they just go to all these places and smash it up?
There's a stacked group to come into. But the storylines here. Nagelsmann versus Lewandowski. Barca trying to get revenge for the fucking, 8-0 thumping, 8-2 thumping or whatever it was. So there is storylines here. This group, there's going to be a couple of juicy fixtures.
Yeah, I just Lewandowski going back to Bayern
Back to
Munich.
the corner where
Yeah, I think that's the main storyline I'm looking out for this group.
This will be good.
I think I'll be looking at Bayern to top it. I like Barcelona for me. There's just so much going on, and it's not like all. Like, I just don't know if it's like that good on the pitch.
For me, I think it's quite hard to pick this group because Barca, I know they got thumped by Bayern and they have it in them to get battered in Europe. But I think they just will do like a little upset. And I think maybe
they need to, though, bro. They need to get the money in the door, don't they?
Inter are on the wrong end of it. I think it's going to be Bayern and Barca.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Inter might get that kind of best placed third team.
I think Bayern Munich might be one of my favourites for the Champions League this season.
Yeah,
I
they
think
look good.
With Mane, they're playing like a really dynamic like front three.
Yeah,
and it's just like
I think Nagelsmann as a manager is a really good manager.
Yeah,
as well.
I think they're gonna have too much for Barcelona and Inter and probably Victoria Pleasant as well.
Poor team.
But yeah, for me, I'm going Bayern, Barca, Inter, and Victoria Pleasant. In that order, I can't see. I think maybe Victoria Pleasant might snag a draw against someone.
But there's some good fixtures there to watch. Mate, get the bets on. It's going to be good.
Lewandowski hat-trick versus Bayern.
I'd love it if Bayern have a thumping and it's by Barca headed by Lewandowski. That'd be crazy.
Mate, the storylines.
Mate, the media would have a field
This
day.
might be, moving on to Group D, might be I don't know, it's not stinky.
As far as teams going, it's like underwhelming, but they're all of kind of like, I don't want to mug off
they're
anyone.
like the second tier of all their leagues.
Yeah, so I don't want to mug them off, but they all kind of in and around the same ability level. So I think there will be some tight matches.
But this might be the hardest group to predict.
So it's Tottenham, it's Frankfurt from Germany, Sporting from Portugal, and Marseille from France. It's hard because Marseille have started the season well. They had a good season last year, but they lost Saliba. But they recruited Sanchez. They got Nuno Tavares from Arsenal. Guendouzi started the season well. So they're looking all right. Sporting, good team. They might even have Cristiano Ronaldo by next week. Who knows? Frankfurt won the Europa League. Good team. And then Spurs started the season all right. Obviously got Kane and Son. So
Richarlison, Kulusevski. Perisic as well.
So this is like probably not like
it's probably like I said, the hardest group to predict. Because
they're not like A1 top tier teams, but
I could actually see
they could all beat each other.
This group finish in any order.
Yeah,
like,
literally,
genuinely.
they could all beat each other.
Yeah, I think I can't see anyone in this group not getting a win.
Who have you got to top the group?
I was trying to think about it. I was trying to buy time.
Oh, sorry. I'll just go straight in
go
there.
for yours then.
I'm going Marseille to win the group. I'm going Tottenham to finish second, Frankfurt third, and Sporting to bottom the group.
I think I'm going to join you, but I'm going to go Tottenham to finish top of the group. I think
Tottenham, Marseille, Frankfurt.
I think they might be the hardest team to beat.
Who's Tottenham?
Yeah, just because of the way they set up. I think the style of play they play is pretty standard across the board of like world football, and it's just is renowned for like when you got the three at the back, the two wing backs. They have the option of like playing Basuma if they want to play a bit more defensive.
I don't want to jinx it, but Spurs haven't looked great in recent European competitions.
Yeah, I know, but I think Conte is a good manager.
He is.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Spurs, Marseille, Frankfurt, and Sporting Lisbon to finish out the group.
But Group D, that's a juicy group as far as kind of like upsets and kind of the group could finish in any order because
they're like we said, they're all teams on pretty much an even keel.
Yeah, 100%.
They're all similar in quality across the board. So yeah, very interesting group that is. Moving on to group number E.
Group number E. E's definitely a number, mate. Right, Chelsea to top the group, I reckon. In that group as well, there's Red Bull Salzburg, Dynamo Zagreb, and a very good-looking, at the moment, AC Milan team.
Rafael Leo.
Yeah, looks good.
He's different gravy, yeah.
Yeah.
So you said Chelsea to top the group.
Chelsea and AC Milan, I think they're a different league to Salzburg and Zagreb.
Yeah.
But if there was a team to upset
Salzburg,
they look all right.
I don't
think they will.
I think we're going to be unanimous on this. Chelsea, Milan, Salzburg, Zagreb in that order.
I think so. The
Who
reigning European champions of the world.
Carlo
European
Ancelotti's
Real Madrid.
Madridians.
Group F.
No, Madristas, that's the one.
The Madristas.
The Madristas, yeah.
Real Madrid, Red Bull Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Celtic.
I like seeing Celtic in the Champions League.
Yeah. Well, I remember that season a few seasons back where they beat Barcelona at the Nou Camp. Crazy stuff.
I think the possession stats was like crazy.
Yeah,
it was like 89% possession Barcelona. For me, I think you can't look past Real Madrid top in that group.
Nah, they always seem to lose one group stage game against a team you wouldn't expect. So it wouldn't even surprise me if Celtic go to
Shakhtar,
Madrid and beat them somehow.
I think Leipzig are a good outfit. They're always there or thereabouts, like
100%.
in terms of causing issues in the group.
They got Werner back now.
Yeah.
So for me, they
risk
look
of
good.
losing Konrad Laimer though.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I think for me, pretty simple. I think it goes Real Madrid, Leipzig. And I fancy Celtic to get a result somewhere along the line.
They did just win 9-0 this weekend. I know it was against Dundee. Poor Dundee. Where are you? Back here?
Somewhere. But yeah, I think Celtic and then Shakhtar Donetsk finishing bottom.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think I agree Real Madrid and Leipzig. They could, for me, maybe go either way. And then Shakhtar Donetsk and Celtic either way.
I fancy Real Madrid to come out of that group with pretty much maximum points.
Maybe
a draw against Leipzig or something like that.
Yeah. Group G. There's a couple storylines here as well.
The Haaland.
So we got Man City, we got Sevilla, we got Dortmund, and we got Copenhagen.
Do you know what? This is a kind of interesting group for me because Man City obviously they've signed. If you didn't know, Man City signed Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund.
So he's returning to not where he made a name for himself, because you could argue that was before.
But where he propelled himself to the top echelon.
Where he's like top tier kind of. He scored fucking like 1 million goals for Dortmund.
His Champions League goal per game is unbelievable.
So that's a storyline in itself. Him returning to.
Is he the key player to bring Man City Champions League glory finally?
I think he might be.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about this when we watched the Champions League and Man City went out, and how the game before Real Madrid turned it around and scored in the last few minutes. They had like 1 million chances, and if you had Haaland in your team, you're coming out of that game like 4-5-0.
And it's a different threat for teams to look out for, isn't it?
100%.
But yeah, Man City, Sevilla always fairly good in
Europe. They're not looking that good in La Liga, but
they're always thereabouts in Europe. Dortmund have had a pretty stinky time in Europe recently, and then Copenhagen as well. Don't fancy them getting much out of this group.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't think they'll be turned over, but I don't think they're going to get much out of this. I think for me, I'm going Man City, and I think I might go Sevilla, then Dortmund, then Copenhagen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna join you with Man City at the top, but I'm going Dortmund, Sevilla, and then Copenhagen.
There we go.
Group H, the last group.
Quite a nice group actually.
Yeah, so we've got Paris Saint-Germain, who are looking quite good under Gautier. Juventus, couple of decent recruits in the summer. What's that geezer's name? Argentinian brother from PSG. Winger. Di Maria. Yeah, they got Di Maria. He's cooking.
I was like, no, he went the other way.
Vlahovic. Anyway, Benfica and Haifa. Maccabi Haifa.
Yeah. Maccabi Haifa's finished bottom of the yep.
Bless him, eh?
Benfica had a very good run in the Champions League last year.
They did, led by Darwin Núñez.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just can't see them having enough quality.
Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus' group to.
I think it finishes how it's lined up. Yeah, PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and then Maccabi Haifa. Yeah,
I think so. I think PSG have got too much for a Juventus team who, from what I've seen in Serie A, have been stinking it up. I saw a clip from their game, and they had all 10 men round the outside of the pitch and literally no presence in the middle of the pitch. It was crazy. And everyone was like, Allegri ball is like
they've got
terrorism.
they've got a few issues, like especially behind the scenes as well.
Could you see Benfica maybe upsetting and getting the second place and Juventus not even?
I think I can see Benfica pulling a draw, or maybe even a draw against PSG or Juventus, or maybe even a win against Juventus. But do you know what? The seasons are so early in.
Yeah,
and I don't watch every single game that happens across the world.
Do you know?
So yeah, it's hard to predict. But you also, the Champions League is a strange place. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, potentially, I could see Benfica win the whole thing in a very weird, like
win the Champions League.
Just crazy universe, couldn't you? But for me, I think the most common option would be PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and Maccabi Haifa.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, I want to put you on the spot, Roz.
Just kind of fire at me. Go on. Who
I
do
want
think is going to win the Champions League.
Your Champions League winner.
Okay.
And your dark horse.
Right. My
And
Champions League winner. Oh, there's more.
The team that's going to have a stinker.
Okay. My Champions League winner is Man City. I think they finally do it. I think Haaland is the key. And so I think, Man City for me. Dark horse. Okay. I think my dark horse. I don't know. Does this count as a dark horse?
I'm
going to go Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Because, obviously, I think they can't be considered dark horse because they spent billions, but they always kind of get laughed off by, the quarters stage. But I think Galtier is a good manager, and I think Neymar looking fiery this season. And I reckon, they'll do all right this season. They'll be in and around the semis final. So they're my dark horse. And
seems to have a stinker.
Stinky campaign, I think, is going to be Real Madrid.
Real Madrid?
Yeah, I reckon they get out of their group and lose.
In the round of 16.
Round of 16.
Ooh, that's a
fiery calls from a fiery boy.
For me,
hit me.
I think the team to beat right now is Bayern Munich.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
I think Bayern Munich.
I was torn between Bayern and City, but
Bayern are the one for me to win it. My dark horse. I was going to say Liverpool because Liverpool are always there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I fancy Tottenham to go far.
No.
I fancy Tottenham to go far. I think Tottenham potentially maybe a semi-finals on the cards for them.
I don't know if my heart could handle Tottenham.
And the team to have a stinker for me, maybe Chelsea.
Chelsea were
maybe Chelsea
in my line for a stinker.
Maybe Chelsea or Juventus. One of those, probably Chelsea for me.
Yeah,
I think.
I feel like Juventus is one of those where, if they have a stinker, you wouldn't even call it a stinker because, that could almost be expected. But Chelsea,
I just think Chelsea. I think this could be a really hard season for them, just in the Premier League and everywhere. That's my Bayern to win it though. Bayern to win it, baby.
Big calls. Obviously, Europa League is also starting. Maybe we'll do a little rundown of that. Another video.
Maybe a joint one with the Conference League.
Yeah, but there's hella football coming up. Get excited.
I love this game, man. I love football. It's just give me it every day of the week. Games every day, all day. You love to see it. But let us know down below who you have winning it, who you have having a stinker.
Yeah, those were good questions.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Remember to follow to get involved with our YouTube competition. So if you just let us know those answers, you're already invited to the competition. Every video you comment on gives you an additional entry as well. But we'll be announcing the winner around the first international break. And it's going to be a banger of a prize.
Yeah, it's an exciting prize.
But make sure to follow us on all our social media, TikTok, Instagram.
This week, I promise we'll get the TikTok banging. I've said this, Jamie, about 5 weeks on the trot, and we'll do it.
But guys, thanks for listening to us ramble on about the Champions League and give you our predictions.
Love the Champions League, mate.
We'd love to see it. But it's been BoreDraw, and it's live.